When Alaskan Bush People first started on TV, the Browns were shown as the perfect wilderness family, strong, close, and totally separate from the outside world. But as time passed, the real story behind that image started to fall apart. Brothers and sisters grew apart, relationships fell to pieces, and hidden problems slowly came out in ways nobody saw coming. From hospital emergencies to shocking accusations, sudden vanishings, and sad family splits, each Brown faced their own struggle. Some quietly, some in front of millions of people. Fans watched the show for excitement. What they didn't see was the mess happening off camera, changing the family's future forever. Today, the biggest question is still there. What really happened to the Browns after the cameras stopped filming their world? Matt Brown's story is one of the most confusing and sad chapters connected to Alaskan Bush people. As the oldest son of Amy and Billy Brown, many viewers thought he lived an easy life because of the family's reality TV fame. But behind the scenes, Matt dealt with a bunch of personal fights, legal problems, and broken relationships that created a very different reality. His troubles first hit the news in 2013, months before the show even started. Early one August morning in Juneau, Matt was arrested for drunk driving after reportedly hitting a parked motorcycle in a Walmart parking lot. According to police, he smelled really strong of alcohol, acted weird, and blew almost twice the legal limit before getting sick during the breathalyzer test. He later spent 3 days in jail and 18 months on probation, a rough start to what would become a public-facing life. Things got worse after the family moved from the wilderness to Juneau in 2016. Matt started partying heavily with locals, which created a huge problem between him and his father. The tension reportedly turned into a physical fight, and Billy warned that Matt's future on the show depended on him getting help. Even after Matt went to rehab, sources said Billy didn't keep his promises to keep him working, leaving Matt feeling betrayed and even more alone. By 2017, his personal chaos took an even more dangerous turn when a jar of gunpowder he'd stored in his refrigerator exploded, badly hurting him and sending him to intensive care. He later explained it was meant to be bear protection, but admitted he'd gone too far. Matt went back to rehab in early 2019, checking into the Betty Ford Center. At first, his family seemed supportive, but their relationship quickly got worse. Though Matt hoped to return to the show, he stayed estranged and never came back to the cast. Instead, he rebuilt his life his own way, starting a YouTube channel and opening up about problems he'd had for a long time, including fixing his teeth after years of avoiding the dentist. Then in 2020, Matt faced his most serious crisis yet when 2 women, his former assistant and former manager, accused him of sexual assault during a time of heavy drinking in 2018. Police looked into it, but the district attorney decided not to charge him. The accusations, combined with messages showing his brothers apologizing to one alleged victim, made the distance between Matt and his family even bigger. In the years after that, Matt publicly accused his late father of keeping the family's money and lying about their lifestyle on TV. His siblings, especially Bear Brown, denied those claims and spoke against Matt's statements. Right now, Matt is still estranged from his mother and siblings, carrying a story marked by trouble, recovery, fighting, and the uncertain hope of making things right. Rain Brown. Viewers first knew Rain Brown as the sweet wilderness-raised little sister who stayed close to Snowbird, taking care of animals and playing with dolls. As she got older, she pushed for independence and even built her own home on the family property. But behind the scenes, Rain's journey became way more complicated and way more human. In 2017, she talked publicly for the first time about her struggles with depression. She described days when she couldn't get out of bed and unexplained pains that left her feeling empty. But she finished her message with strength, encouraging fans to listen to their bodies and not let dark feelings control them. That hopeful spirit showed again in 2018 when she lost her beloved cat, Chipmunk. She shared her sadness, but also comfort in having been able to say goodbye. Years later, things took a much heavier turn. In August 2024, Noah Brown and his wife filed a restraining order against Rain, accusing her of harassment and drug use. Noah talked about tense incidents from a scary elevator argument during filming to heated exchanges about the family's horses. Despite how serious the claims were, the temporary restraining order was denied without a hearing because the court said the petition didn't have enough detail and used old incidents. Shortly after, Rain appeared on Instagram, thinking about the pressure she felt to look perfect. She pushed back, telling followers she was done pretending and challenging anyone questioning her growth. Then, in April 2025, Rain faced legal trouble of her own. She and Josiah Lorton were charged with burglary, trespassing, and property damage after Josiah's uncle reported valuable things missing from his rental home. According to the investigation, items ranging from cash and gold coins to guns and wine were gone, with neighbors supposedly providing video evidence of Rain and Josiah at the scene. Both said they were not guilty, and Rain claimed her former manager, whom she accused of stealing from and mistreating her, was responsible for the accusations that led to her arrest. Even with all the chaos, Rain kept talking directly to her supporters, leaning on faith and insisting she was innocent. She and Josiah had only been married 3 months at the time of their arrests after meeting while working together at a restaurant. Along with the chaos, she continued writing inspirational posts and the loss was especially heavy because they hadn't been on speaking terms. Family tensions stretched back decades, with Amy's brother blaming the estrangement on Billy's influence when Amy married him at only 15. Whether true or not, the distance between mother and daughter left wounds that could never fully heal. Then came another tragedy in 2020. Amy's niece, Amber, died after suffering severe burns. The event shook the family deeply. More recently, Amy has faced new health scares away from the cameras. She was hospitalized for pneumonia in 2024 and again in early 2025, with the second episode serious enough to require an airlift and ICU care. Thankfully, she recovered and spent time healing with Bear's family before returning to her own home. Snowbird Brown, known simply as Birdie to fans, has always been the quiet force within the Brown family. While her siblings often bring the noise and energy, Bird moves through the world with a calm, steady toughness that her father recognized early on. But in 2022, her strength was tested in a way no wilderness challenge ever could. Just as she was preparing for a trip to Alaska, Bird began experiencing severe stomach pain. It became so overwhelming that she ended up on the floor, and doctors soon uncovered the frightening cause. A massive cystic tumor filling her abdomen and another hard growth pressing against her bladder, both starting from her ovaries. With cancer a real concern, she was rushed into surgery almost immediately. The surgery revealed the staggering weight of what she'd been carrying, one tumor weighing 8 pounds and another 4. Miraculously, surgeons were able to save her uterus and ovaries, keeping her ability to have children someday. Even better, tests confirmed she didn't have cancer. After the surgery, Bird committed to regular checkups. She returned for blood work, biopsies, and scans throughout 2023 and 2024. The good news continued. The tumors hadn't come back. She plans to launch her own YouTube channel in 2025. Bear Brown has quietly stepped into a new role as the family's public voice. His Instagram has turned into the place where fans go to get the real story. At home, Bear and Raven are raising 3 sons. Gay Brown is happily married to his wife Raquel, and they're now parents to 4 daughters, staying solid as a family.